All right, let's begin. Vrindavana ramya-sthāna dibya-cińtāmani dham ratana mandira manohara abrita kalindi nire rajhamsa keli kore tahe shobhe kanak kamala तारा मध्ये हेमपीठ अष्टदलबेष्टित अष्टदले प्रधान नायिका तारा मध्ये रत्नासने भूषियाचे दुई जने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका रूप लावण्य राशि आमिया परिचे खासी हास्य परिहास संभाषणे नरोत्तम दास कोय नित्य-लीला सुख मोय सदाई स्फुरुक मोर मने वृंदावन रम्यस्थान दिव्य-चिंतामणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर. We are on Antya-lila, chapter 6, meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami. It's a long chapter, so I will be doing like a summary. कृपा गुणैर्यः कुग्रांध कुपाद उद्धृत्य भांग्य रघुनाथ दासं न्यायस्य स्वरूपे विददे अंतरंगम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्यम अमुम प्रपद्ये. With the ropes of his causeless mercy, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu employed a trick to deliver Raghunath Das Goswami from the blind well of the contemptible family life. He made Raghunath Das Goswami one of his associates, placing him under the charge of Swaroop Damodar Goswami. I offer my obeisances unto him. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. E Mata Gaura Chandra Bhakta Gane Sange Nila Chale Nana Kilila Kare Nana Range. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many pastimes in Nilachal, in Jagannath Puri. Although he felt the separation pangs from Krishna, he did not manifest his feelings externally, for he feared the unhappiness of his devotees. He used to undergo many bodily transformations. Swaroop Damodar knew and Ramanand Rai knew what he exactly is going through. The Lord was associated with different devotees during the daytime, but when it was night, the pangs of separation would increase very rapidly, and Swaroop Damodar and Ramanand Rai used to stay with him and pacify him by reciting different verses from Geet Govind, Gopi Geet, Rasa Panchadhyay, etc. The Lord enjoyed his life with his devotees. Now hear about Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das, during his family life, went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Shantipura. Lord gave him a lot of instructions. And instead of becoming so-called renunciate, Raghunath Das followed the instructions of Lord and returned home and played exactly like a pound and shillings man. So we have heard about this story earlier. He had met and he wanted to leave the house. But Mahaprabhu said, don't do all this. Go back to your home and live like an ordinary man. And when the right time comes, I will call you. Raghunath Das was living in the house. He belonged to a very great rich family with generational wealth. So he was that rich. But he didn't like any of this. In his mind, he was like a renunciant. He was doing the business of his family, but mind was with Mahaprabhu. Even though he was acting like this, his family was happy. When he received a message that Mahaprabhu has returned from Mathura, to Nilachal. Raghunath Das was like, I just want to go to Nilachal now. And at that time, there was a Muslim official who was collecting taxes at Saptagram. When Hiranyadas, Raghunath Das's uncle, made an agreement with the government to collect the taxes, the Muslim Chaudhry, or the tax collector, having lost his position, became extremely envious of him. Hiranyadas was collecting close to 200,000 coins, and therefore he should have delivered 150,000 coins to the government. Instead, he was giving 120,000 coins. So he was keeping the profit of 800,000 with him, Hiranyadas, his uncle. So this Muslim tax collector, Muslim Chaudhry, was very angry that, oh, he's keeping all this money with him. He has to give some cut to me also. How is he keeping that? And he got so angry that one day, after sending a confidential account to the government treasury, the Chaudhry brought the minister in charge, and the Chaudhry came wanting to arrest Hiranyadas, but Hiranyadas left home from there. And therefore, Chaudhry instead arrested Raghunath Das, and he started torturing Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das said, why are you torturing me? It was my uncle who did it. But no, he kept on torturing. He said, your uncle has 800,000. He should have given me the cut. He has taken the position of collecting the tax, and then he's keeping the tax with himself. So do something, call your uncle, and you must be knowing where he is. Arrange a meeting. I want to talk to him. Raghunath Das is like trying to pacify him. He's like, okay, you are like brothers. My dear sir, please do not fight. You know my uncle from long time. And your elder brother and you are like brothers to my uncle. And brothers keep fighting for small things. So please do not do this. I'm sure that although you are fighting today, tomorrow you all will be in good books. So I am your father's son. So just as am I my father's son, so are you. So I'm dependent. You are the maintainer. You are like a father to me. Please leave me. Why are you torturing me? Muslim Chaudhry, Raghunath Das was talking so nicely and like a son, like a small young kid. So the Muslim Chaudhry was like, okay, you are like my son from today. You are nice. I understand it's your father's fault. It's your uncle's fault. So don't worry, I'll get you released today. Your father's elder brother is less intelligent, he said. He enjoys that money. But since I'm also a shareholder, he should give the portion to me. Now you are free. I'll free you today. Please go and arrange a meeting between him and me. Raghunath Das arranged a meeting between uncle and the Chaudhry, and the matter was settled and everything was peaceful. In this way, Raghunath Das passed exactly 1 year like a first-class business manager. But the next year again, he was like, I can't live here. I want to go. And he decided to leave. He got up alone one night to leave, but his father caught him. Where are you going? You're not allowed to go anywhere. So father caught him and brought him back to the home. And then his father appointed some servants to take care of Raghunath Das, that Raghunath Das should not flee from home. And between the mother and the father, they used to always feel very sad. What is my son lacking? He looks so good. He's so handsome. He has so many riches. But I don't know why he wants to leave everything and go away from us. How can we bind him to the home? Raghunath, and so they're talking like this. And there, Raghunath Das' condition is like, I just want to go back. I just want to go back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Raghunath Das considered something in his mind. He said, how do I come out of this house? How do I come out of this? And he said, let me go to Nityananda Prabhu. He told his parents, I'm going to Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu is in Bengal, so I'm not going to anywhere else. Nityananda Prabhu is here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Odisha. So please allow me to go to Nityananda Prabhu. The parents said, yes, okay. So he went to the village of Panihati, and Raghunath Das met Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many of his associates and many of the Sankirtan people. And Nityananda Prabhu was sitting under a rock tree, on a rock under a tree. near the bank of Ganges. And Nityananda Prabhu was looking very effulgent with hundreds of thousands of rising sun. He was sitting on the rock. Ganges is flowing. There's a tree, and he is surrounded by all his other people. Raghunath Das Goswami saw this. He was very astonished. He came there to Nityananda Prabhu. He bowed down at his feet. Nityananda Prabhu said, sit down, you are a thief. Now you have come to see me. Today I shall punish you. The Lord called him, but Raghunath Das did not go near him. The Lord forcibly called him and then placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head. Lord Nityananda spoke to Raghunath. Nikate na isa chora bhaga dure dure. Aji-lila ka panachi dandi mo tumhare. You are behaving like a thief. You are running here and there. Come here. Now I have caught you. Now I will punish you. Raghunath Das is like, whatever, as you tell. He said, since you are trying to run away from me like a thief, you see all these people here? You have to celebrate the Chewda Dahi festival. So we are celebrating Chewda Dahi. Chewda Dahi is, actually it comes in the month of June. We are now in the month of June. Around, I think this year, probably June 20th and June 22nd is the Dadi Chewda festival. So in this Dadi Chewda festival, what happens is, Chewda means chuda. Chuda means parched rice, and Dadi means dahi. So parched rice soaked in water first, made it soft, and then soaked in dahi, and then we mix some sugar or some jaggery or something like that, and then we eat it. It is very cold in nature. So when it is very hot, because June month is very hot, June, July, August, rains are going to come, so it becomes very hot. So it's a very common dish in UP, in the northern side, and by Bihar and Bengal, in all those areas. We mix this parched rice, and then with dahi we eat it. It's very tasty. So Raghunath Das Mahaprabhu said, go dadi chida bhakshana karaha moragane suni anandita hila Raghunātha mane. He said, you have to feed, this is the punishment. All these people whom you see over Raghunath Das, you have to feed all of them dadi and chida, yogurt and parched rice. Raghunath Das immediately went and got all the stuff. Chipped rice, yogurt, milk. It's like the rice, chipped rice. When I say those who are in foreign countries, it's like the rice cereal we have, Kellogg's rice cereal. So somewhat like that. Okay. So he got the chipped rice, yogurt, milk, sweetmeats, sugars, bananas, and other edible. So one recipe is mixed with yogurt. Another recipe is mixed with condensed milk or milk, very thick milk, and then add bananas in there and sugar in there or rock candies in there. So Raghunath Das made arrangement for all of this. As soon as everybody came to know, oh, the Dadi Chewda festival is going to be held, everybody started coming in. All kind of brahmanas and gentlemen started arriving there. There were innumerable people. And then seeing the crowd increasing, Raghunath Das arranged to get more eatables from the village, other villages. He brought 400 large earthen pots and 5 or 7 especially large earthen pots, in which the brahmanas started soaking the chipped rice for satisfaction of Lord Nityananda. In one place, the rice was soaked in hot milk in each of the large pots. Then half the rice was mixed with yogurt, sugar, and bananas, and the other half was mixed with condensed milk and banana, and that is known as champakala. Then sugar, clarified butter, and camphor were added, and Nityananda Prabhu changed his clothes for a new one, and then sat on a raised platform. The Brahmana bought before him 7 huge pots, and on that platform, all the important associates of Nityananda Prabhu, Amrita, yes, poha, it is called poha. Maharashtra, it is called poha. All the chuda, poha, all the most important associates of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, as well as other important men, sat down in a circle around the Lord, and among them were Ramdas, Sundaranand, etc. The names of all the associates have been given. Udharan Datta Thakur and other. Hearing about the festivals, all kinds of learned scholars, brahmanas, priests, whoever came to know, they all came there, and Nityananda Prabhu honored everybody, and everyone was offered two earthen pots of Dahi Chewda. In one was the dahi chewda and the other was doodh chewda. So one is mixed with chipped rice with condensed milk, and the other is chipped rice with yogurt. So then people gathered, made small groups. Some people are sitting in the platform, some people are sitting near the Ganges, some people are going far and sitting, and everybody's enjoying their own chewdas. And then at that time, Raghav Pandit arrived there, seeing the situation. He's like, wow, everybody's busy eating. And so much of chipped rices there. It's like a party, Dadi Chida party. And Raghav Pandit, when he came, he also brought many kind of foods that were cooked in ghee. And then he also offered the Lord. And then the prasadam was placed before Lord Nityananda. And this prasadam was given to everybody. Raghav Pandit said, I have already offered food to the deity. So now you can give it to everybody. And then they were all eating. Lord Nityananda made Raghav Pandit also sit down, and the pots were delivered to him. And when chipped rice was served to everybody, Lord Nityananda Prabhu sat in meditation. And he bought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there in his Sukshma Sharin, in his subtle form. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also enjoyed the Dadi Chida along with everybody. No one could understand what Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu was doing. He was walking in every group and talking to everybody, and all the Vaishnavas were enjoying all this, and they all had fun eating fun in the festival. Lord Nityananda offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his mind a place and made him sit down, and together the two brothers began eating the chipped rice. Seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating with him, Lord Nityananda Prabhu became very happy and he was very ecstatic, and all the ecstatic symptoms started coming to him. Nityananda Prabhu ordered, all of you eat, chanting the name of Hari, and everybody was singing Hari Hari, and they were eating. Again, there were shopkeepers of the other villages, of many other villages, who also heard about the festivals. They now started coming here to sell chipped rice, yogurt, sweetmeats, and bananas. All of them came. Raghunath Das purchased it all. So people from neighboring villages started coming now. So first the first village, and then everybody. Now there were stalls of chipped rice and yogurt. And then Raghunath Das bought everything. And anyone who saw this, how these funny things were going on, was also fed the same dadi, chivda, bananas, etc. After Lord Nityananda Prabhu finished eating, he washed his hands and mouth. Raghunath Das offered Raghunath Das gave put the food in remaining 4 pots, and there was still more food left in another big pots, and Nityananda took all that food and distributed it to Brahmana, take it home, and then they all took it there. Afterwards, a Brahmana came, he got a flower garland, he gave it to Nityananda Prabhu, and he smeared sandalwood paste on his body, and one servant got betel nuts and offered them to the Lord, and the Lord smiled and chewed them. With his own hand, Lord Nityananda Prabhu distributed to all the devotees whatever flower garland, sandalwood, pulp, and betel nuts remained. After receiving the remnants of the food left by the Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das was very greatly happy. He ate some and distributed the rest among his own associates. Thus, I have described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's in relation to the celebrated festival of chipped rice and yogurt, Chewda Dahi Mahotsav, a name of Khyati. Yeah, right. It is called as Chewda Dahi Mahotsav. Every year it is celebrated actually ISKCON it is celebrated, but yes, in Puri area, this festival is very common. Nityananda Prabhu rested for a day, and when the day ended, he went to the temple of Raghav Pandit, and there he did sankeertan. Everybody joined him in the sankeertan. Then it was night time. Raghav Pandit offered him dinner, and Raghav Pandit was very happy. In dinner, there were varieties of cakes, sweet rice, good fine cooked rice, and then all these foods were so tasty. They surpassed the taste of nectar. There were different kind of vegetables. Every day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would eat at the house of Raghav Pandit. Sometimes he would give Raghav Pandit the opportunity to see him. Raghav Pandit would bring a lot of prasad and distribute it to the two brothers, feeding them with the great attention. They ate everything, and therefore no remnants were left. All the devotees, after they eat the prasad was distributed to all the devotees who would come. So this Nityanand's place, it is there, Ek Chakra in Mayapur. If you guys ever go to Mayapur, you miss a nice place. So all this, whatever the leelas are happening is around those areas in Bengal. And the tradition in those times is after eating the food, distribute the food to the brahmanas and everybody whoever has come, and then later on give them flower garlands. In the end, how we end up the food is offer them flower garlands, offer them some sandalwood pulp, and then offer them betel nuts in the end, pan supari in the end. So that is how the dinner was ended. Raghunath Das, in the morning, Mahaprabhu used to get up, go to the Ganges, take bath, and sit down under the same tree. Raghunath Das one day went there and worshipped Lord Nityananda's feet. Raghav Pandit was there, and Raghav Pandit told that Raghunath Das wants to go and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Nilachal. Raghunath Das said, Nityananda Prabhu, I am like a small dwarf who wants to catch the moon. I tried many a times, but I have been unsuccessful. Nityananda Prabhu, I come to your shelter. If you bless me, if I get your blessings, maybe I'll be able to go and get the shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am greatly unfit, but still I am requesting you. I surrender to you. I am placing myself at your lotus feet. Please give me the benediction that I may achieve the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without any difficulty. Nityananda Prabhu is sitting there and he is listening. And then he smiled and he says, Raghunath Dasa's standard of material happiness is equal to that of Indra. Means he's that rich. Raghunath Das was that rich. Just imagine the entire village he has fed and he's going on buying food. And then he will distribute so much wealth. He said Raghunath Dasa's standard of material happiness is like that of Indra, the king of heaven. But because of the mercy bestowed upon Raghunath Das by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he is situated in such material opulences, he does not like it at all. Therefore, let every one of you be merciful towards him. So then he said to everybody, please, you all bless him and give him the benediction that he may very soon attain shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Lord Nityananda Prabhu then called Raghunath Das near him and placed his lotus feet on Raghunath Dasa's head and then began to speak. He said, Tumi ya karila hi pulina bhojana, to maya kripa kari gaura kaila agamana, kripa kari kaila chida dugdha bhojana, nritya dekhi ratre kaila prasada bhakshana. He said, Raghunath, do not worry. You fed so many people. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had also appeared. And he is very happy at you. He was there in the Sankirtan also. Be assured that the seva that you did, you fed so many Vaishnavas, that seva is accepted by Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu will take away all the impediments and your bondage will be gone. And very soon you will be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under the care of Swaroop Damodar. You will become one of his most confidential servants. You will get the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Do not fear, Raghunath. For now, but return to your home, and very soon all the impediments will be gone and you will attain the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shaba Bhakta Dware Tanre Ashirvada Karaila Tana Sabara Charana Raghunātha Vandila. And then Mahaprabhu said, Nityananda Prabhu said, go and worship every Vaishnava's feet here and take their blessings. If so many Vaishnavas will bless you, all the impediments will be gone. Raghunath Das did the same thing. And then he took the leave of Nityananda Prabhu and Raghav Pandit. And then he went back to his home. He also consulted Raghav Pandit and secretly delivered 100 gold coins at that time. 100 gold coins. I mean, it could be millions of dollars, I guess. So 100 gold coins and 7 tolas of gold into the hand of Nityananda Prabhu's treasurer. This is what Raghunath Das gave. Raghunath Das also admonished the treasurer, do not speak about this to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. When he returns home, kindly inform him about the presentation. Thereupon, Raghav Pandit took Raghunath Das to his home. After inducing him to see the deity, he gave Raghunath Das a garland and sandalwood pulp. He gave Raghunath Das a large quantity of prasadam to eat on his way. Then Raghunath Das again spoke to Raghav Pandit. He said, I want to give money just to worship the lotus feet of the great devotees, servants and sub-servants of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. As you think, give 20, 15, 12, 10, 5 coins to each of them. Raghunath Das drew up an account of the amount to be given and submitted it to Raghav Pandit, who then made up a list of showing how much money was to be paid to each and every devotee. With great humility, Raghunath Das placed 100 gold coins and about 2 tolas of gold before Raghav Pandit. So same 100 gold coins and 7 tolas of gold was for Nityananda Prabhu. Because Nityananda Prabhu, after Panihatti, he was going to his own home, Chakra. And then he is giving similar amount, 100,000 gold coins, 1 lakh gold coins, and 2 tolas of gold to Raghav Pandit to take care of all the devotees. He wanted to distribute money, dān. And then he took the dust of Raghav Pandit. Raghunath Das returned home, and he was very greatly obligated to Lord Nityananda Prabhu because of having received the merciful benediction. From that day, after he came home, he did not go to the interior home. In fact, he would sleep on the Durga Mandap where the Durga Ma was worshipped in his house. He was surrounded by the watchmen all the time. Raghunath Das was thinking of various means by which to escape the vigilance. At that time, all the devotees of Bengal were going to Jagannath Puri, and Raghunath Das is like, I want to go to Jagannath Puri, but I cannot because this watchman is all the time watching. Raghunath Das thought deeply how to escape. One night, while he was sleeping in the Durga Mandap, the priest of the Durga Mandap, Yadunandan Acharya, he came. Yadunandan Acharya was the priest and the spiritual master of Raghunath Das. Although he was born in a Brahmana family, he had accepted the mercy of Vasudeva Datta. Yadunandan Acharya had been officially initiated by Advaita Acharya, and thus he considered Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya as his life and soul. When Yadunandan Acharya entered the house of Raghunath Das and stood in the courtyard, Raghunath Das went there and asked, what happened? Yadunandan Acharya said, one of my disciples had been worshipping the deity. He had the service. Yadunandan Acharya wanted Raghunath Das to induce the disciple to take up that service again. Yadunandan said, Raghunath Das, so my disciple was taking care of the deity. It was his duty to do the seva, but the disciple has now gone. If you can talk to him again, then maybe you can induce him to come back and do the seva. Maybe he will hear what you have to say. Raghunath Das said, oh really? Where is his home? He said, there I know where his home is. So Raghunath Das said, okay Acharya, let's go and talk to him. Let's try to induce him. After saying this, Yadunandan Acharya took Raghunath Das with him and went out. So now the watchmen were there and watchmen were sleeping, and they saw, okay, this is Yadunandan Acharya, their family priest, and he's talking to Raghunath Das, no problem. Watchmen went to sleep, and Raghunath Das and Yadunandan Acharya, they left from there in the night. East of the house of Raghunātha Acharya was the house of Yadunandan Acharya. They were walking that way towards the house. Halfway along, Raghunath Das says to Yadunandan Acharya, Guruji, yes, why don't you do this? You go back to your home. I'll go out. I'll talk to the Brahmana myself. Don't worry. I have to tell him, right, to come for the puja and all. I'll induce him. Don't worry. So why do you have to walk all the way till the Brahmana's house? I can do the work. You go to your house and I will go and take care of the subject matter. Yadunandana Acharya said, okay, if that is good, then let's do that. And Guruji left to his own home. And then Raghunath Das thought, this is my time to escape. There is no watchman, there is no Pandit. Now let me escape. And thinking in this way, he quickly proceeded towards the east. And sometimes he would turn around and look back. Hopefully there is nobody's coming. But no one was following him. And he started running faster and faster and faster. And he was thinking constantly of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jai Nityananda, Jai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he proceeded with such great haste, and that one is not generally used to, and giving up the general path. So he decided, now he's like, okay, now I'm going, I cannot go to the main path. If anybody sees, it will go to my father. So he started taking a detour from village to village, village to village. And all the time he was thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his heart and taking the detour from jungles, from villages. And then he walked about 30 miles in that night, in one day. And in the evening, he was tired. And then he reached to a village and he went to the milkman there and he said, can you give me some place to sleep here in your cow shed? It was very far from his home. The milkman saw Raghunath Das and then he saw he's fasting. So the milkman was like, yeah, you can take rest. And then milkman gave him milk. So he had the milk and he was resting here. At the house of Raghunath Das, Yadunandan Acharya came. And it was morning already. And his parents are, where is Raghunath Das? He said, he told me he'll go and meet that Brahmana. He didn't come home. He said, no, he didn't come home. Oh, Raghunath Das' father understood. He must have left with all the devotees to Nilachal. Possibly that is what he has done. Now Raghunath Das' father, Raghunath Das has fled with them. Raghunath Das' father called 10 men and he said, go and look for Raghunath Das. And he said, mostly he will be in the party of all those people going from Bengal to Puri. So go to Shivanand Sen. He is the head of that party. So go to the Shivanand Sen and give this letter to him. And in that letter, it was written, please return my son back. Signed by Raghunath Das's father. So these 10 people in Jhankara. So these 10 people went to Jhankara. And in Jhankara, the 10 men caught up with a group of Vaishnavas who were going to Puri. And after delivering the letter, the men inquired from Shivanand Sen, has Raghunath Das come to you? Shivanand said, no, he's not in our party. Go check the party. Nobody's here. The 10 men returned home, and Raghunath Das's father and mother were filled with anxiety. What happened? Where is he? He's not even with the party. And Raghunath Das was somewhere else because these people were going from the main road and Raghunath Das was going from villages. Raghunath Das, who had been resting at the milkman's house, he got up early in the morning. Now, instead of going to the east, he proceeded towards the south. He crossed Chhatrabhoga, and but instead of going on the general path, he kept on following this indirect path of going from village to village. He did not care what he is eating. He traveled all day. He was not even feeling hungry. His mind was only focused on one thing: when will I reach to Jagannath Puri and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's face? Sometimes on the way, he would get some chewed fried grains. He would eat that. Sometimes he cooked, and sometimes he only lived on milk. In this way, he kept his life and soul together with whatever was available on the way. He reached Jagannath Puri in 12 days. So the entire party reached main road, and he came from inside roads, and he took 12 days to reach. But while he was on his way, he could eat only for 3 days. So basically, out of 12 days, 9 days, he was only hungry. Only 3 days, he has eaten whatever he could get. And when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came in front of him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting with Swaroop Damodar. Staying at a distant place in the courtyard, he fell down to offer obeisances. And then Mukunda Datta saw him and he said, here is Raghunath Das. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the news, he's like, Raghunath, come here. Prabhu kahen, aisa teno dharila charana. Uti Prabhu kripaya tare kaila lingana. Mahaprabhu said, come here. And then Mahaprabhu got up and embraced Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das offered his prayers. at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, and all the other devotees who were sitting there, they all embraced him. Mahaprabhu said, Krishna kripa balishta sabya haite, tomare kadila vishaya vishtha garta haite. Mahaprabhu said, O Raghunath, the mercy of Lord Krishna is stronger than anything else. Therefore, the Lord has delivered you from the ditch of materialistic life, which is like a hole into which people pass stool. Raghunath Das answered within his mind, Krishna nahi jani tava kripa kadila ami. In his mind, Raghunath is saying, I do not know Krishna, I have not seen Krishna. I have only seen you. If I have come here all this way, it's because of you, Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, Tomara pita jetha dui jane chakravarti sambandhane hama aja karimane. Your father, Mahaprabhu is saying, Raghunath, your father and your elder brother are both related to my grandfather, Nilambar Chakravarti. Therefore, I consider your father and his elder brother both like my father. Since your father and his elder brother are younger brothers of Nilambar Chakravarti, I may joke about them in this way. Tomara baap jetha vishaya vishtha gartera kida sukha kari mane vishaya vishera mahapida. My dear Raghunath, your father and his elder brother are so materialistic, just like worms in a stool in the ditch of material enjoyment. For the great disease of prison, of the poison of material enjoyment is what they consider happiness. Although your father and uncle are very charitable to Brahmanas, but oh Raghunath, they are not pure Vaishnavas. They are almost like Vaishnavas, but they are so much into materialism. So they are doing good work, but still they are very materialistic and it is not good. Nice. And then Mahaprabhu saw, Raghunath, you have become very skinny and you're so dirty. And Mahaprabhu understood. He has fasted for 12 days almost. Mahaprabhu's heart melted and then he spoke to Swaroop, please take Raghunath Das with you. Give him good food. Give him some good clothes. Let him take bath. And then there are now 3 Raghunathas among my associates. From this day forward, Raghunath should be known as Raghu of Swaroop Damodar. Saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grasped the hand of Raghunath Das and put the hand of Raghunath Das in the hand of Swaroop Damodar. Swaroop Damodar accepted Raghunath Das Goswami and Sri Chaitanya, and he said saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever your order is, it is accepted. On the way, Raghunath Das had fasted and undergone hardship for many days. Therefore, take good care of him for some days so that he may eat to his satisfaction. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das, go take a bath in the sea and then see Lord Jagannath in the temple and return here after you take your meal. After saying this, Mahaprabhu got up, went to perform his midday duties. Raghunath Das met all the devotees. Having seen the causeless mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das and all the devotees were struck with wonder. They praised his good fortune. Raghunath Das took his bath. He was offered food by Govinda. He stayed under the care of Swaroop Damodar for 5 days. Now he rested well. On the 6th day, Raghunath Das did not take the food from Swaroop or Govinda or anybody. He went to Jagannath temple and there is a lion gate called Singhadwara. Raghunath Das stood there in the Singhadwara and started begging for alms. After the Pushpanjali ceremony, in which flowers are offered to the Lord, after finishing the prescribed duties, many servants of the Lord Jagannath, who are known as Vishayate, return home at night. If they see a Vaishnava standing at the lion gate, out of mercy, they tell the shopkeepers, give food to all these Vaishnavas. And this is a custom for all time that a devotee who has no other means of support stands in front of the Singhadwara to receive alms from the servants. A completely dependent Vaishnava thus chants the holy name of the Lord daily and sees Jagannath with full freedom, and he does not have to worry about food. somebody will give him the alms. And that custom is followed very nicely. Govinda tried to give him food. He didn't take it. One day Govinda went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Prabhu, I have to tell you something. Mahaprabhu said, what happened? He said, Raghunath Das is no longer taking prasadam here. Why? Where is he? Govinda said, Mahaprabhu, he is at the Singhadwar. He is begging alms. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this. And Sunit Tushta Haya Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very contented, very happy. He said, Raghunath Das is doing well. I am happy. He has come here. He wants to live like a Vairagi, like a renunciant. And a person in a renunciant order, his only duty is to chant name of Lord and to depend on whatever comes by its own accord. So it is good. He should beg some alms to eat and he should sustain his life in this way. Just imagine that billionaire who is giving 100,000 gold coins, 7 tolas of gold in that time, 70 grams gold. Even like for today also the value is so high. That person who's just giving gold coins as alms to people, that Raghunath Das Goswami is become a renunciant and he's standing in front of Jagannath Puri and begging alms from people voluntarily. Mahaprabhu is saying if a renunciant should be eating whatever is given to him, he should not be eager for his tongue to taste different foods. His spiritual life will be lost and he will be subservient to the taste of his tongue. The duty of the person in renounced order is to always chant the name of Lord Krishna. Vairagya kritya sada nama krit sankeertana and shaka patra phale mule udara bharana. A Vairagi, a renunciant should always chant Krishna's name and eat very lightly just to keep his body and soul together. That's all. One who is subservient to the tongue, Jivara lal se yahi iti uttadhaya, Shishnodara parayana Krishna nahi paya. The one who is subservient to the tongue and goes here and there, and who is devoted to his genitals and the belly, cannot attain Krishna. So it is good. What Raghunath Das is doing is very good. The next day, Raghunath Das inquired about the lotus feet of Swaroop Damodar, at the lotus feet of Swaroop Damodar about his duty. So he went to Swaroop Damodar and Raghunath said, can you please tell me what is the goal of my life? Please give me some instructions. I have already left my household and I really want to know the purpose, the goal. Swaroop Damodar, so he has to talk to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he spoke to Swaroop Damodar. So Swaroop Damodar took this question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, Raghunath Das wants to know that what is the goal of life. So kindly please give me instructions from your transcendental mouth, what that I will tell to Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das was called. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at Raghunath Das and said, I have already appointed Swaroop Damodar Goswami as your instructor. Whatever he tells you, that is right. Just follow him and discharge all the duties that he gives you. Don't think that I know very much. Swaroop knows a lot. Nevertheless, if you still want to get the instructions from me, listen to this. He said, Ramya katha na sunibe. Raghunath Das, do not waste time in general talks. Gramya katha na sunibe, gramya varta na kahibe. Do not listen, do not talk. All these ordinary things, what ordinary people talk. Bhala na khaibe, ara bhala na paribe. You should not eat very palatable food and you should not dress very nicely. Amani manadahaya, Krishna nama sada laibe. Be amani, be humble. Manada, give man to others, give respect to others. Krishna nama sada laibe. Always chant Amanina manadena Krishnaya Kirtanaya sadahari. This is what he told. Krishna Nama Sada Laibe. Always take Krishna's name. Braje Radha Krishna Seva Manase Karibe. And in your mind, always be serving Radha and Krishna Manasi Seva. Where? In Vrindavan. So he's telling, live simple life. Do not waste your time talking to people here and there. Do not listen to ordinary talks. Always chant Krishna's name. And in your mind, always serve Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. I've given you my instructions. Now you will get all the details about this from Swaroop Damodar. And then Trinadapi Sunichena, Tharorapi Shaishnuna, Amanina Manidena, Kirtanaya Sadari. Live like humbler than the blade of grass, tolerant than a tree. Do not expect any personal honor. Always be prepared to give honor to other and always chant the holy name of the Lord. Raghunath Das heard these instructions. He bowed down at Mahaprabhu's feet, and then Mahaprabhu entrusted Swaroop Damodar, him to Swaroop Damodar. At this time, so now some time passed away, almost a year passed away. At this time, all the devotees from Bengal arrived. Not a year, sorry, this story is still going on. The Bengali devotees are coming. At this time, the people from Bengal arrived. As previously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them with great feeling. They all went, they cleansed the Gundicha temple, they had the feast in the garden like every year. Lord again danced, and Raghunath Das saw the dance and was struck with wonder. Raghunath Das met with all the devotees, and then he met with Shivanand Sen. And Shivanand Sen then informed, oh, so you are Raghunath Das and you are here? He said, yeah. What happened? He said, your father sent 10 men to us in Jhankar. They tested, they saw, they checked our party, and there was a letter from your father saying, please send Shivanand Sen back. But when the 10 men received that we have no information about you, they all returned back to Jhankara. When all the devotees from Bengal returned home, so after this, they came to know, and after the festival was done, the devotees went back to Bengal. Therefore, Raghunath Das's father again sent somebody to Shivanand Sen, and he said, so you went to Nilachal, did you meet Raghunath Das over there? So now Shivanand Sen said, yes, Raghunath Das is there under the care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shivanand Sen said, yes, sir, Raghunath Das is with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and now he's a very famous man. And then he described how he's living. He's living in front of the temple, begging for alms and all those things. And he is in the supreme order, and he's praising, your son has become a super renunciant. He's in the supreme order of renounced life. Indeed, he does not care about eating and dressing anymore. Somehow or the other, he's eating and is maintaining his life. And after 4 hours of the night, he have passed. Raghunath Das has seen the performance of Pushpanjali. He stands in front of the Simhadwar. If he eats, if something is given to him, if nobody gives him anything, he does not even eat. All this news was given to the messenger. The messenger returned to Govardhan Majmudar and informed him about Raghunath Das. Hearing this description of Raghunath Das' behavior in renounced order, the father and mother were like so sad. Their son, the billionaire's son, the billionaire who became a monk, they were very sad. Raghunath Das's father decided to send some men with goods for his comfort. His father immediately sent 400 coins, 2 servants, 1 brahmana to Shivanand Sen and informed them. Shivanand said, see, you cannot go to Jagannath Puri by yourself. Mahaprabhu won't even see you. When I go there, you all can come with me. Now go home. When we all go to Puri again, you all come with me. So all this incident has been greatly described by Sri Kavi Karnapura in his Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. So this happened that year. Next year, when Shivanand Sen was going to Jagannath Puri, the servants came, and the Brahmana, who was a cook, who went with him. The servant and Brahmana brought 400 coins to Jagannath Puri, where they met Raghunath Das again. Raghunath Das did not accept the money, and the men were sent back to his father. Therefore, the Brahmana and one of the servants stayed there with the money. At that time, Raghunath Das began inviting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house with great attention for 2 days every month. The cost of these two occasions was 640 kaudis. Therefore, he would take that much from the servant and the brahmana. So they were staying there. So he said, I will feed Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Das used to call him twice a month and then feed him. So that money which father sent was given to for feeding Mahaprabhu. But after some time, he stopped calling Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu then called Govinda. He said, what is wrong? Raghunath Das is not calling me anymore. He used to feed me. What just happened? He said, I don't know. Ask Swaroop Damodar. Then Swaroop Damodar was called. Swaroop, any news about Raghunath? What is happening with Raghunath these days? Why has he stopped inviting me? Swaroop said, he must have reconsidered something in his mind. He is like a renunciant. He is thinking that I invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by accepting goods from all these materialistic people. I know the Lord's mind is not satisfied by this. My consciousness is also impure because I accept these goods from people who are interested only in pounds, shillings, and pence. Therefore, by this kind of invitation, I get only some material reputation. At my request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to me. He knows that a foolish person like me would be unhappy if he did not accept them. Considering all these points, Swaroop Damodar concluded, he must have stopped you inviting you. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was much more happier and he said, Visharaya anna kaila malina hayamana, malina mana helena hi Krishna rasmarana. He said, yes, this is perfect. When one eats food offered by a materialistic man, one's mind becomes contaminated. And when the mind is contaminated, one is unable to think of Krishna properly. Vishaira anna haya rajasani mantrana data bhokta dunara mailina hayamana. When one accepts an invitation from a person contaminated by material mode of passion, the person who offers the food and the person who accepts it are both materially contaminated. And because of Raghunath Das's eagerness, I was accepting his invitation, but I am glad he understood that this is not the right way. Perfect. And that's why he's given up this practice. After some days, Raghunath Das also stopped standing in front of Simhadwar and instead began eating by begging alms from a booth for free distribution of food. So there used to be a booth where food was distributed freely. And this news also went to Mahaprabhu. He again asked Swaroop Damodar, now what happened to Raghunath? Why is he not getting the food from Singhadwar? The shopkeepers were giving him. Why does he want to go there to the free food distribution place? Swaroop said, Raghunath Das felt unhappy standing at the Singhadwara. So now he is going at midday to beg alms from a charity booth. Mahaprabhu said, in a way it is good. Because standing in the front of Simhadwara is like and asking for food, is like behavior of a prostitute. Here is a person coming near me. He will give me something. This person gave me last night. So now another person is coming near. He may give me something. The person who just passed did not give anything. But another person will come. He will give me something. There's a person in renounced order who is standing at the Singhadwara, looking at every person who's going from the Singhadwara main gate, and then expecting he will give, he will not give, he will give, he will not give. Then the mind will be polluted. So good, Raghunath Das is not doing that, and good, he is going to the charity center where he knows that food is available. So now the mind will not be polluted with so many thoughts. He's just taking the food that is distributed in charity. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again bestowed his mercy upon Raghunath Das by giving him a stone from Govardhan Hill and a garland of small conch shells. So he was very happy with Raghunath Das, and then he called Raghunath Das and he blessed him and then gave him one Govardhan stone from Govardhan. and some kaudis, some conch shell. Raghunath Das was so happy, so happy, so happy to get the stone. And Mahaprabhu taught him how to do the puja. That Govardhan, the stone from Govardhan is Krishna, and that conch shell is Radharani. And he told him, worship both of them with just flower, fruit, whatever is available, and just worship it. Worship it. Upon receiving the two uncommon items, Raghunath Das Goswami was very happy. And from where had these things come to Mahaprabhu? He says, previously Shankaranand Saraswati, who had come from Vrindavan, had brought this stone from Govardhan Hill and also the garland of conch shell. And Shankaranand Saraswati had given it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to Raghunath Das Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy because he used to keep this stone very dear to his heart because that was an embodiment of Krishna himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had kept this stone and this conch shell for 3 years. He kept the stone and the garland, and then greatly satisfied by Raghunath Das' behavior, he gave it both to Raghunath Das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Raghunath Das that this stone from Govardhan is a transcendental form of the Lord, and worship the stone with great eagerness. Worship the stone in the mode of goodness without delay. And you just need a jug of water and few flowers from a tulsi tree. And this is the worship. This worship is in complete goodness when performed with complete purity. With faith and love, you should offer 8 soft tulsi flowers, each with 2 tulsi leaves, one on each side of the flower. And in this way, he instructed him how to worship the Govardhan stone. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally offered Raghunath Das the Govardhan Shila and his transcendental hand. With his transcendental hand, as advised by the Lord, Raghunath Das started worshipping this Shila with great transcendental jubilation. Swaroop Damodar gave Raghunath Das 2 clothes about 6 inches long and a wooden platform and a jug so that he can have his altar and then he could worship. Raghunath Das worshipped the Govardhan Shila every day with tulsi leaves and water. And sometimes Swaroop Damodar one day spoke to him as follows: offer Govardhan stone 8 kaudis worth of first-class sweetmeats known as khaja and sandesha. If you offer them with faith and love, they'll be just like nectar. Raghunath Das then began offering costly sweetmeats such as khaja with Govinda, following the order of Swaroop Damodar. When he got this Govardhan Shila and the conch shells, he knew that Mahaprabhu, he could understand the Lord's intention, and he thought as follows: Shila diya gosai samarpila govardhane gunja mala diya dila radhika charane. By offering me the Govardhan Shila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has offered me a place near Govardhan Hill. And by offering the garland of conch shell, he has offered me the shelter of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Raghunath Das's transcendental bliss was boundless. Forgetting everything external, he served the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind and body. Raghunath Das spent more than 22 hours out of 24 hours in chanting the name of the Lord. He ate and slept less than an hour and a half. And on some days, that was also impossible. He never touched anything to wear except a small torn cloth and a patchwork wrapper. He was very rigidly executing all the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he ate, whatever he ate was only to keep his body and soul together. And when he ate, he would reproach himself thus: Lord Jagannath's prasadam is sold by shopkeepers, and that which is not sold decomposes after 2 or 3 days. So the prasadam is sold by shopkeepers, but that which is not sold decomposes. Raghunath Das went to a little height. He used to go, and from those spots, he would take up the food which is in the middle, and he would take that and he would eat. And thus he ate the hard inner portion of the rice with the salt. One day, Swaroop Damodar saw, what is he doing? In the night, he goes and takes those pots near the Simhadwara, which has decomposed foods. And then he saw, oh, he's taking the rice and eating. Swaroop Damodar went and said, give me also. I also want to eat that prasad. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also one day said, what nectar are you eating every day? Give me. I want to eat that. And he forcibly took that prasad and he ate it. Thus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all these three performed these beautiful pastimes. Thus, I have described the meeting of Raghunath Das with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears this incident attains the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then we come to the end of this chapter. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in the footsteps. Thus we end the sixth chapter of Antya-lila, titled describing Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Raghunath Das Goswami. So here we come to the end of the chapter. Tomorrow we will hear the 7th chapter, which is the last chapter of volume 1. There are still more chapters in volume 2, which is the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vallabha Bhatt. So we'll hear that tomorrow. All right. May all your days and night be Chaitanya mein. Let me see. No more questions. Poha. All right. So all the questions have been answered and we'll see you tomorrow. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Ma, thank you.
Radhe Radhe Ma.
Radhe
Thank
Radhe.
you.
Ma'am, wait. Siddharth, I'm waiting. Tell what
क्वेश्चन
happened.
था
Yeah.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन था, पूछ सकता हूँ?
बोलो.
हाँ मैम, वो मैम दीक्षा के लिए था, तो मैं पूछना था, तो जैसे आप उसको जो बीज मंत्र है उनको, जैसे ह्रीम को हींग ह्रींग बोलते हैं या आइम को आइम बोलते हैं, तो मैम अगर जैसे आपसे दीक्षा लूँ मैं, तो फिर आप अलाउ करेंगे कि आइम को एम बोल लो या ह्रीम को ह्रीम बोल लो, क्योंकि फिर वो
हाँ, कर सकते हो.
ठीक है, ठीक है.
ठीक है ना. ओके. ओके. चले. राधे राधे.